What's the most important thing in Star Wars Jedi Survivor's story? Is it Cal? Is it Marin? Is it Cere? Or was it Bode? Everyone has their importance in terms of the story in their own way, but the one person that stands out to me personally is one that might have been overlooked by many, and that's Kata. Kata has a lot of emphasis put on her character by the likes of Bode, even going to the extent of meeting Cal individually and Cal and Marin, even with them trying to use Kata as a catalyst in order to try and turn Bode back to the light. This here is what I think cemented her importance, Cere and Kata, but we're going to go more into detail about that in the video. Discuss the importance of Kata, why I think the role of this character is going to be huge going into the next Jedi game, and why it's so important at the end of Jedi Survivor. Ultimately, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. What do you think the future holds for Kata as a character? I'd love to know your thoughts and theories down below. No theory is a crazy one. Everyone in the community loves to have a read of what people write down there, so leave whatever it is that you think might happen going into the next game involving Kata. Leave a like while you're down there as well. Subscribe if you are brand new for plenty more story-based content coming from many different games. And let's dive straight in. To start with, for those that want a bit of a refresher, I'm going to detail Bode's backstory a bit here because it obviously links very heavily into Kata. We need to understand her environment a bit more, her situation, and to understand why she is the way that she is, and then understand where she could go after that. Check the timestamps below to skip to whichever parts of the video you'd like to. Let's dive in. Bode was a Jedi Knight during the Clone Wars and was assigned to the Republic intelligence operations by the High Council, working with someone called Lank Denvik. However, when the Great Jedi Purge began, Bode had no other choice but to abandon his post and flee to prevent being hunted like the rest. Bode became a mercenary and a freelance gunslinger, doing whatever he could to get by and earn credits. At one point during the Imperial era, he married and started a family with a woman named Talia, who he settled down with on a planet named Biran, and together they had a daughter named Kata. However, he'd later lost his wife after the Inquisitors somehow found out about Bode's location after they were hunting the Jedi. Bode's wife sacrificed her life so that he and Kata could escape. After being on the run for so long, Bode reluctantly cut a deal with his ex-colleague Lank Denvik. Denvik found Bode a useful ally and would work with him in exchange for protecting Kata and himself from the Inquisitors by giving him a room in his base of operations. Since then, Bode was working in secret with Denvik, completely behind the Inquisitors' back, and Denvik was putting his life at risk here, because if Vader knew about this, he would be dead immediately. However, one day, he met Cal. Bode found himself becoming a part of Cal's team, and that's where they obviously infiltrated on Coruscant at the beginning of the game, along with a group of other people as well. And he would report all of this information, all the data on what was happening, the missions they were doing, all back to Denvik. He would gather intel on Cal and the team the entire time they were together, building a log and always reporting it back when they'd finished. At which Denvik would always send troops in as and when they could, which explains the reason why they were infiltrated and ambushed on Coruscant. Bode's main goal was to keep his daughter safe, and when he learnt of the world of Tanalorr, that was too good of an opportunity to pass up on. Right, so let's talk about Kata. Kata now has no father figure in her life. Bode was just too far gone to change his ways and to move back over to the light. Cal and Marin also gave Bode that opportunity to change, to stay with Kata on Tanalorr, because Cal and Marin also grew up without that parental figure, and they didn't want Kata to go through the same thing, and nor did Cere. Kata is essentially Cal, right? That's what you need to think about here, and that's a good way of thinking about it. Cal grew up without a father figure, without a mother figure, and underwent Jedi training at a very young age and was just thrown into war towards the end of it. He knew nothing else. When he met Cere, Cere became that guiding light to Cal, showing Cal that actually there's much more to being a Jedi than just combat, pretty much showing him what she was taught when she was going through training, and that the order had changed drastically from back then all the way up until when Cal was training. The lessons that Cere taught Cal, he must now go on to teach Kata. Kata has no father figure, and with the wrong guidance she could also turn to the dark side. It's very possible. This is why it's so important for Cal to make sure that he becomes that person that she looks up to, and I think he'll do this by becoming Kata's Jedi Master in a way. Bode was a Jedi, meaning that Kata will most likely be one too, especially being influenced by Cal. She's surrounded by exactly that, and Cal is the Jedi wanted for trying to take down the Empire, so what better inspiration does she need? I think Cal will be the mentor of Kata, teach her the ways of the light, and as Seer said, steer her away from the darkness. However, this will come with its own set of challenges. Cal has been battling against the darkness throughout the whole game, the main ones being when he was with Denvik. If Cal can't control himself, how do you expect him to steer Kata away? Seer, Marin and others were massive influences on Cal and steering him onto the right track. With Seer gone, Cal lets his anger get the best of him. Seer will probably play a prominent role in the story by being some form of Force Ghost, as we've seen towards the end of the game, clinging onto Cal and the Force that he uses, which allows her to speak with him and show herself as some of full form, and still offer her guidance there and then, and hopefully that will help keep Cal on track. I think Seer will be that guiding light to Kata and Cal, but she will be doing this through Cal to relay onto Kata going into the next game. Kata will be a massive part of this game, I'm so sure of it, and I think they're teasing this towards the end of the game. Kata could steer towards the dark side, she could want to fight back against Cal and the team, or, this is what I think is going to happen, Cal could steer towards the dark side because he doesn't have the influence of Seer and Marin. Maybe Marin dies or agrees or someone like that that influences Cal. Maybe they're not in the picture anymore. If that's the case, I think that the dark side gets the better of Cal, and I think he's going to use that to try and get revenge, or save people, or do something, and he's going to become fulfilled by it. The darkness is like a drug, right? It's a fix. When you use it, you want to use it again because it gives you so much power, it makes you feel great. I think that this is a problem that Cal is going to have in the next game, and with his training towards Kata, maybe the Force Ghost of Seer, maybe Marin or Grease, someone like that, are going to need to try and bring him back on track, and I think that is going to be the job of Kata. If Marin wasn't there when Cal and Denvik were in the hangar bay, Cal probably would have killed him. Kata will be the catalyst that I think steers Cal back toward the light, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing where the story goes, and to see if Kata actually will be a bigger part of the story, as I think she will be. But guys, that is going to be it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. I am very interested to see where this game goes next. I don't think there'll be any DLC. I do think it will just be a third game, and I think we've got at least three or 4 years to wait until the next one does come out yet. But in that time, we've got a bit of time to think about it, to ponder, to theorize, and I'm excited to basically just see what's going to happen next. But leave your thoughts and theories down below, everyone. There's no stupid theory, just leave them down there. Everyone loves to have a read of these things, so it'd be an absolute pleasure to do so as well. Drop a like as well while you're down there, it'd be very much appreciated. Subscribe if you guys are brand new, and we'll see you all next time.